Welcome to our English classroom. Today I'm going to discuss about two key points. What are they? Yes, biography and autobiography. Before enter to the two key elements, let us discuss what are things we have discussed in the first two modules. Okay? So in the first module, second unit, we discussed about how to write a headline of a newspaper, and we know about the definition of a headline. Okay, the next one is, in the next module we discussed about the style and language of a newspaper, and we discussed about the journalist style of a newspaper report. It was the inverted pyramid. Do you remember the inverted pyramid? It contains three key elements. The first and the foremost things, you have to give prime importance for the 5W and 1H. The second one, you have to give and you have to write not least, but you should write the significance of the news. The third one is you have to add least important element of the newspaper report. Okay, it contains three key elements. This style of the newspaper report is known as inverted pyramid style. Most of the journalists are using the inverted pyramid style to write a proper news report. Okay, so now let me ask you one question. How many of you want to become the journalist in your life? Do you want to become the journalist? Okay, so now let us enter to our today's module. It is about an autobiography. Do you know what is an autobiography? Autobiography, the word which comes from Greek word. The person who is writing by himself. The person who is writing his own life experience. It is known as autobiography. But on the other hand, biography means it is the written document or written text of a person or any individual by someone else. I can tell you one example. If I am writing about my life story, it is known as an autobiography. And if you are writing my story, it is known as biography. I hope you understand the difference between biography and autobiography. Okay, I'll explain once again that the person who is writing his own experience in his life is known as an autobiography, and biography means it is the written documents or it is the written text of a person or any individual done by someone else. Now, do you understand the difference between the autobiography and biography? Then let's enter to the chapter. So, in this page number 35 of your textbook, read an autobiography. Have you seen read an autobiography? Actually, we already discussed about Rosa Parks' article. Okay, so Rosa Parks also, she was written one autobiography by herself. Okay, so the excerpt taken from the autobiography, now I am going to read it. You have to listen very carefully. Chapter 1. How it all started. I already discussed with you that it is not the current event, it is the past event where the racism was the utmost. It was the zenith. Zenith means the color, the color discrimination, the black and white people. So it was the article about the racism, the white people and the black people, they are quarreling in between to give prime importance for the whitish. Okay, that time, still it is progressing, but that time they are giving prime importance for the white people. Okay, so now I am going to read the text. You have to listen to me very carefully. Chapter 1, how it all started. Who is writing the autobiography? Who is writing here? Yes, Rosa Parks is writing over here. One evening in early December 1955, I was sitting in a front seat of my colored section of a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. The white people were sitting in the white session. Where they were sitting? They were sitting in the white session. Okay. And more white people got on and they filled up all the seats in white section. Most of the people, they were filled up with the white section. Okay, I told you it is the story and it is the module based on the racism. Okay, when that happened, we black people were supposed to give up our seat to the whites. Can you please answer my question, whether Rosa Parks is white or black? She's white people, sorry, black. Okay, so when that happened, we black people were supposed to give up our seats to the whites, but I didn't move. Who didn't move? Obviously, Rosa Parks, she didn't move from her seat. Okay, the white driver said, let me have those front seat. Give me that seat. Give me that seat for me. Okay, I didn't get up. Who didn't get up? Rosa Parks. Okay, next. I was tired of giving in to white people. I'm going to have you arrested. What the whitish said? Yes, I'm going to have you arrested. The driver said, you may do that. Huh? If you want, you may do that. Who answered? Rosa Parks answered. Okay. 2 white policemen came. I asked one of them, why do you all push us around? Why did you all push us around? What is the difference between the white and the black? There is no discrimination between the white and black. Okay. He answered. Who answered? The policeman answered. I don't know. Who don't know? The policeman said. But the law is the law and you are under arrest. We need to follow only the law or the rule we need to follow. That's why you are under arrest. Children, now you understand the article, the first article we discussed about the Rosa Parks. Okay, so it was basically mentioned about the discrimination between the white and black people. Okay, actually Rosa Parks, she is black or he is black. Okay, children, now we are going to discuss about whether Rosa Parks has used standardized English or colloquial language in this text. Can you read out once again and try to find out which language she might used? Obviously, she used colloquial language because the interaction and the conversation between the bus driver and Rosa Parks, you can see the normal colloquial language text. So in between the standardized English, most of the times she tried to apply the colloquial language in this. Okay, next page number 36. Who tells the story in each one? You please compare what we are going to be done here. We are going to differentiate the article which can be seen in page number 28 and the autobiography page number 35. Okay, so who tells the story in each one? That is the newspaper article. Okay, so someone else is telling. Second person or third person is telling. But in this autobiography, who is the speaker or who is the narrative? Yes, that is our Rosa Parks. Okay, now do you understand the first person narrative and second person narrative? Okay, next, what is the difference between you telling your story and someone else telling it? This is the thing what I discussed with you earlier, that the difference between the autobiography and biography. Okay, in an autobiography, the person, he himself expressing or writing by himself. Okay, about his life experience. But on the other hand, who is writing? Yes, somebody is writing about a person or any individual. Okay, so if someone else wanted to tell your story, what style would you prefer to use? What style, if anybody wants to tell the story, what style? Obviously we are using the second person narrative, means it's a kind of biography. Now I am going to tell you one more autobiography written by Jamila Kawin. Okay, so what I want to do, you have to listen to me very carefully. Okay, and along with it, I will give you an introduction about this person. So her mother is English and her father is in India. Okay, so let's go to the chapter. Chapter 1, boasting. Boasting means to show off. Okay, I used to boast about many things. Have you noticed one? What? I used to. So I want to correct your mistakes at first. Many of the people are saying that I used to. I used to for the present situation. My dear children, you can use used to express your habitual action in the past. You can still, you are in the present, but you can use used to express your habitual action in the past. If you want to express anything at present, you may please use do. Yes, I do. I'll give you the example. I used to play with my friends when I was child. I used to play with my friends when I was child. I do play with my friends. That's the present. Okay, now do you understand the difference between I used to do and do? Okay, here I used to boast about many things when I was a child. When she was a child, she tried to boast a lots of things, especially on the occasions that we came over to England from India. When they come from India to England. Okay, 3 times before I was 11 years old. And each time I had to start making friends all over again in a new school. Okay, what was her hobby? To make her friends. So when I was asked questions about myself in different school playgrounds, I got to know it would often go as follows. She might be given the answer. She used to give the answer for her colleagues. What are the answers? For all the answers, she tried to burst something else. Okay. So the first question is, where do you come from? So normally, if you go from here to any other school, or if you're coming from any other school to here, so most probably your friends will ask the questions, from where are you coming? And what about your mom? What about your papa? And what about your brothers, sisters, and cousins? And about your friends, about your previous school teachers. Am I right? So sometimes you might be tried to boast, to beautify, to showcase something else. Okay? So the first question was, where do you come from? The same question asked by her colleagues. She said, yes, I'm from India. Then what she's saying, I knew they thought of tigers and elephants and monkeys and fakirs sleeping on the beds of nails. Actually, what is she telling? In this autobiography, most of the autobiography, you can see that facts and opinion. If the person who is writing by herself, she tried to apply her own opinion and others' opinion. Okay, so the person who is using two actions, most probably in an autobiography, we can see that the author or the writer may use 2 point of view. Sometimes it may be first person narrative and second person narrative, as a first person fact, as a second person fact, or first person opinion and second person opinion. So two I account that you can see in this autobiography. What is she doing here? She tried to say something by standing in other side also, means opinion side. She's thinking that, oh, sometimes they might be thinking, or they might be having the thought like this. What? Yes, tigers and elephants and monkeys and fakir sleeping on beds of nails. Okay, so where were you born? Next question. In the Himalayas. What she said? In the Himalayas, because she is from India. Wow, that impressed them. What did happen? They impressed. Okay, then they imagined my mother giving birth to me on the icy slope of Mount Everest, and some 29,000 feet up, when in fact I was born about 6,000 feet up in the community hospital. Hmm? Where is the fact? I was born. She was born about 6,000 feet up the community where she has born. She was born in community hospital. But the friends might be thinking that her mother giving birth to her that on the mountain, means icy slope of Mount Everest. Icy slope of Mount Everest. Okay. So these are the blind belief. So she is standing by her own way. But what she is trying to do, she tried to say others' opinion. So this is the basic thing that I already told you that can be seen in the autobiography. Okay, so Lantor, Missouri, which was in the foothills Himalayas. Where is the community hospital? Yes, it is in Missouri, which was in the foothill of Himalayas. It is not in the upper side of the Himalayas. Okay, have you ever seen a tiger? What was the next question? Have you ever seen a tiger? Okay. She was thinking, I may have been a boaster, but I wasn't a lawyer. I like to boast, but I never tell lie. Okay. But I wasn't a liar. And to this day, I can't say that I have. But I still managed to make it sound glamorous and dangerous. What I want to express, I need to express my thoughts in a glamorous and dangerous way. Okay, so Boston people is having a little bit show off. They try to show something in front of others, like a liquoric. Okay, liquoric talks. Okay, am I right? Not exactly. Haha, I don't see not exactly, but I have seen its footprint in the mud. What she had seen? She had seen the footprints. Okay, and in the mud, and followed it all along and banks of the Brahmaputra river. What she has seen in the river bank of Brahmaputra. Okay, and I have seen the long grass crashed. What she has noticed, the crashed grasses, where it has just lain, and I have seen the remains of its dinner still fresh. The waste of the tiger's dinner, and known that it was not far away, maybe even watching us. What she was telling, maybe it is not far away. The tiger is near to us, or the tiger was near to us. He or she might be watching us. So what she is using, what she was using, yes, she tried to boast her way of talking in a glamorous and dangerous way. Do you understand? Okay, let me ask you one question based on this autobiography. Who was the author trying to impress? To whom the author trying to impress, and why? Yes, obviously, the author trying to impress her friends when they were standing in the playground. She was trying to impress her friends. Do you understand? The autobiography written by Jamila Gavin. I hope you understand what is the difference between biography and autobiography. Okay, biography means it is a text or the life experience of a person or an individual written by someone else. Okay, but on the other hand, we have an autobiography, just what we have seen in the text, Jamila Gavin. See the example, and one more example, Rosa Parks, an autobiography. Okay, so in this autobiography, what we can observe, Yes, the person, he or she themselves, they are writing the life experience. So the person who is writing by himself or themselves are known as an autobiography. I hope you understand the class. Thank you and have a nice day.